Today, we're going to talk about a really interesting company, one that seems to have two completely different personalities. It's a small-cap engineering firm called Atmastco, and honestly, it's a perfect case study in conflicting signals. We've got a story of massive promise, but it's also clouded by some pretty serious questions.
Okay, let's just dive right into the heart of it. Here's the core problem. On one hand, Atmastco is landing these contracts that are absolutely massive for a company of its size. But on the other hand, you've got financial watchdogs raising all sorts of red flags. So how can both of those things be true at the same time? That's what we're going to unpack today. To really get why there was so much excitement around this company, we have to start with the good news. And for a while there, the good news for Atmastco was, well, it was really, really good. It all starts with their incredible knack for winning huge engineering projects. So check this out. In March of 2025, the company drops a huge announcement, a contract worth 128 crore rupees with the giant like Hindustan Zinc. Now, for a company with a market cap of around 585 crore, an order this big isn't just good news, it's a massive vote of confidence. It's a game changer for their future revenue.
And that huge win, it wasn't just a lucky one-off. Nope. Just a month before that, in February 2025, they'd already locked in another major order, this time for 55 crore rupees for the HPCL Rajasthan refinery project. This pattern of winning big, important contracts is exactly what put Atmastco on everyone's radar. But the story gets even more interesting. It's not just about their traditional engineering work. The company is making a very smart, very forward-looking move into the defense sector. They've got a subsidiary that's built a whole new manufacturing unit to produce things like ballistic helmets and bulletproof jackets. We're talking about a completely new, high-growth market opening up for them.
And all the success out in the field, it was showing up right where it matters most, the bottom line. For the half-year ending in September 2024, the company reported that its net profit had absolutely skyrocketed. It more than doubled compared to the year before. This is the kind of explosive growth that gets investors very, very excited. But that's only half the story. You know how this goes. Just as this incredibly optimistic picture was taking shape, a totally different and much more concerning narrative started to pop up. And this is where the story takes a sharp turn. It all starts with this phrase, issuer not cooperating. These three little words started appearing in reports from credit rating agencies right next to Atmastco's name. And let me tell you, this isn't just some minor footnote. It's a formal, very public warning that something is wrong behind the curtain.
So what does issuer not cooperating actually mean in plain English? It's not just some paperwork issue. It means that the agencies whose entire job is to check a company's financial health are basically telling the world, hey, this company has stopped giving us the information we need to do our job. It immediately raises huge questions about transparency. What do they hide it?
And this wasn't just a one-time blip. Look at this timeline from 2025. It's like a domino effect. In March, India Ratings hits them with a downgrade. That very same month, the promoters, the people running the company, sell off a big chunk of their own shares. Then in June, another agency downgrades them. And then the real kicker. In July, two of the most important people for corporate governance, the company secretary and the internal auditor, both quit. This is a rapid-fire succession of classic, textbook red flags.
And you can actually see these two conflicting stories playing out perfectly in the company's own numbers. The financials themselves show two completely different realities, just 6 months apart from each other. It's kind of wild.
So first, here's that high point we were talking about. The results for the half-year ending in September 2024. A fantastic net profit of 14 crore rupees. This was the peak of the good news story. Everyone was happy.
And then bam! Just 6 months later, the picture completely flips on its head. For the half-year ending in March 2025, that net profit didn't just dip, it fell off a cliff. It plummeted by 64% down to just 5 crore. For your profits to fall that hard, that fast, that's a huge cause for concern.
Okay, now this is where it gets really, really interesting when you put it all together. Look closely at this. Sales actually went up in that second period, from 139 to 151 crore. So the business was actually getting busier. But at the exact same time, profits collapsed. And this is critical, the promoters were selling their own shares. Let me say that again. Sales are up, profits are down, and insiders are selling. That is a combination that makes any observer really nervous.
So all of this leaves you, the observer, with a major dilemma, right?
You've got these two powerful but completely opposite stories. So how in the world are you supposed to weigh this evidence?
This slide pretty much sums up the whole thing. The bull case, the reasons to be optimistic, is built on real, tangible successes. These massive new orders, a smart move into the defense industry, a history of strong growth. But the bear case, the reasons to be cautious, is built on all those classic signs of trouble. The rating agency warnings, key people resigning, insiders selling stock, and of course, that sudden plunge in profits.
And that brings us to the final critical question here. Are all these red flags just growing pains? Are they just the chaotic, messy side effects of a small company trying to grow incredibly fast? Or are they signals of something much deeper, something fundamentally wrong with the business? That is the billion-dollar question that defines the entire story of Atmastco right now.